Hello and welcome. My name is DW and this is my little slice of the internet I like to call Dub's Beauty Diary. Today we are doing the October 2025 Bingo of Shame using the Kaleidos Flower Punk palette. So this palette was chosen by Laura Foote over on Instagram. My last shade in the palette is a different shade because mine crumbled out, and so I pressed a different shade in there. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about Bingo of Shame a little bit while I do this Get Ready With Me. I can post let me post the numbers that I randomly drew for the bingo part of it right now. Alright, so that you can see, like, I didn't cheat or whatever. But those are, yeah, okay. Bingo of Shame was a community collaboration created by Andy from Makeup in the Mundane and myself. We started this back in August of 2024. We kind of played off of Amy, Melissa, and Erica Ashley's palette bingo of the month type of thing, but we decided to put all of the palettes that we had in common in a wheel and pick through that way, so it was a little more random. And then also we did that, we call it Bingo of Shame because majority of our palettes at that time were in our shame pile. We've since done tons of decluttering and used all our palettes, so that is good, both Andy and myself. So yes, we are on to a better track now that it's over a year later. Anyway, so the first palette that we used in August last year was the Adept Heather Austin palette. And then in September we used the Huda Wild Jaguar, and that's when we invited other people in the community to join. So we asked if anyone wanted to join in this Bingo of Shame, where you use the palette that is selected. It happens to be a palette in our shame pile, which is the shame part of it, and you do a palette bingo, so like between 5 and 10, 5 and 8, however many shades you feel comfortable using through the palette, and then you have to use all of the ones that you randomly draw. So yeah, quite a few people joined the Huda Wild Jaguar bingo. And then in October we did Natasha Denona Sunrise. November we did all of our Natasha Denona minis, and boy was that a wild ride. Like, some only had one mini, so they just did a look with all of the colors. Some had a couple. I had all of them out at the time, so my look had 20 friggin' eyeshadows in it, and it was wild. I have a playlist, a community playlist with all of our things here on YouTube, which will be linked down below, and then I also have a highlight over on Instagram. But I will be honest, I've been slacking at that highlight. I was putting stuff in it, but then apparently I was clicking don't add to the highlight, so it didn't go in. It's a whole thing. Instagram is a whole thing. Anyway, December I was sick, so I did not participate, but that was Jeffree Star's Blue Blood. January this year, our first palette was the Beauty Bay Midnight, so the blue and purple one, and we decided you could use any size. I had the 9 pan, I think Andy had the 16, and some people had the 42, and that was perfectly fine to use any of those. February we used Unearthly Don't Be Jelly, and then March we used the Beauty Bay Earthly, again 9, 16, or 42 pan. And then me and Andy were like, you know what, we're getting kind of bored of this. I mean, it was fun, but we only had a few palettes left on our rotation. So we're like, what are we going to do when we run out of these palettes? And we came up with the idea to ask our friends that have participated that past year and see if they wanted to add any palettes in from their pile of shame or underused palettes to our wheel, and we can have it more community driven that way. So finally in April we were like, let's just use all 5 of the palettes that we have left and we can get started on this right away in May. So in April, it was just Andy and I, and we used Jeffree Star Alien, we used Pat McGrath Bijou Brilliance, I believe. We used Rutro Raggy from the Glamlight Scooby-Doo collab, Natasha Denona Rocha, and there was one more that we used. Maybe, let me double check. Aha, it was Ghost Town USA by Nomad. Those were the 5 that we had left in our initial wheel, so we just did 2 shades from each and did a look out of that one, just Andy and I. So then May, we started with our wheel with everyone. Like, I went around and asked everyone that had participated. So like, I asked Alicia for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 recommendations because she had participated in 7 bingos previously. I had asked Lily for 1 recommendation since she had participated in 1 bingo previously. So that was how we did that. And then some people didn't give me choices, some people didn't really care, yeah. So anyway, we started that in May. The wheel is huge, so we have another change coming soon, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So in May, we used the Urban Decay Born to Run, and that was suggested by Renee from Renee Tries Project Pan, I believe is her handle on Instagram. And everyone hated that palette. Like, that was such an awesome palette when it came out, but then when we did our bingo years later, obviously, everyone was like so upset about it. Oh, and our rule with these new ones is if Andy and I don't have it, we have to dupe the bingo. So like, we don't have to dupe the whole palette if we don't want to, but we have to dupe the shades that we randomly got selected. So Andy and I both had to dupe Born to Run because I had passed mine on to Michelle like last two years ago. I don't know, a long time, huh, Michelle? But yeah, so Born to Run, Urban Decay. And then June was one of my picks. Actually, my picks for this wheel were I tried to pick all eyeshadow palettes that Kay had so that she could participate, because she didn't really want to dupe, even though she's been making BYOPs lately. So maybe she would be in the mindset to dupe some palettes now. I don't know. Kay, what do you think? But yeah, so June, my pick, it was Odin's Eye and Betty Jean's Planet Spirit. Yeah, that was a very awesome collab. Betty Jean herself even posted a short using that palette the same day. She couldn't commit to a whole video, which is perfectly fine. I appreciate her candor and honesty, and are those the same things? Pretty much. But yeah, so that was a really fun. It got us all really excited for this collab again, and yeah, we were ready to rock. And then July was Colourpop Misunderstood, and that was also suggested by Renee. So she's already got 2 picks in here, and how fair is that, right? Like, what? Anyway, Misunderstood is my favorite Colourpop palette. I have deconstructed that palette, so when I was doing that bingo, I just used all the shades that I had kept from the Misunderstood palette. Then in August, we did Cosmic Beauty Serenity, and that was suggested by Chloe from Gradients and Glitter over on Instagram. Everyone loves that palette. I do not have it. I had to dupe it. I really wanted someone to do a look with that palette, inspired by my shower curtain. I posted that on my stories and on Instagram, and I had a few people send in their looks. But like, how cool, like my shower curtain has got like fish. You know, I'll post it right here. No, I can't. I have to get this posted tomorrow. Shoot, I don't have a picture of it. Maybe if I find one, I'll post it. Anyway, I want like a collage photo frame in my bathroom of eye looks with that color story. Is that weird? Like, I don't know. Anyway, moving on, we had September was Colourpop So Jaded, and that was suggested by Dominique, and that is Cute Dommy here on YouTube, and then Dominique on Instagram. So Jaded, I also deconstructed, and it's like my ultimate Colourpop palette now. but I just used the colors that I still kept from So Jaded. And then this month, October, was the Kaleidos Flower Punk palette, and this was suggested by Laura Foot over on Instagram, and we're working on my look right now. It turned out fine. I decluttered this palette. I filmed this video pretty early so I could declutter this so Andy could have it for the for the bingo. But yeah, so that is Bingo of Shame in a nutshell. If you have any more questions, you can ask down below. We have a group chat on Instagram. It is awesome, and I love everyone in it. Sandra over there, she, I think her handle is like Makeup by Sandra or something like that. She is excellent at finding dupes and giving you swatches, and yeah, amazing human, amazing human. But I've only got a couple more minutes left of this video, so I want to time it out right. Okay, so for November, we are starting a 2-palette showdown, so you can use both palettes, you can use one palette, you can dupe whatever you want out of it, but it's got to be a bingo, so they have to be random shades. So the 2 palettes for November, this first new round, is going to be Simply Posh Snow Angel, and that was decided by Steph from Still Steph. And then the other one is Colourpop Good Sport, and that was from Jazz over at Jazz Loves Panning or Jazz Loves Makeup. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started. I don't have Good Sport, but I do have Snow Angel, so I will be doing a look with that one. But yeah, like I said, if you want to join the group chat, just hit me up down below or on Instagram. We can get you in there. Anyone can put you in there. There's like 45, 50 members. I'm not sure. But anyone can add you. We're going to start doing 2 palettes at a time now. So Simply Posh Snow Angel and Colourpop Good Sport, and or Colourpop Good Sport. That would be so cool if anyone has both palettes and does a palette bingo with both, because Simply Posh is Snow Angel is very cool toned, grungy, and Good Sport is very warm toned and punchy. So anyway, here's my final look. Yeah, like I said, I like it. I wore it to work. The kids loved it. Don't love the palette, but that's besides the point. It's old, so yeah, it's pretty. I lusted over it for a long time. Anyway, with that being said, we will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.